they want to be actors, they want to be musicians. You know, there were some law students, you know. So when you say the lean years, I mean, I'm in the lean years now again. I'm at the beginning, I'm writing a musical, I'm writing this book, I have all my music to release. It's always the lean years for me. And then when people say, what is fame like? I'm like, fame is not a feeling. Fame is not a place. Fame is something that people put on you, and it usually feels pretty weird, you know? And then money is money. I mean, it comes and goes.
I talk about on this show all the time. No, one of the things I love talking about is the concept of fame, because I truly think it's like, for some people, it's like the most addicting drug, and it's like people have such. Seen that. So, I mean, was it? So Tongues and Tales comes out 1992, critically acclaimed. You're nominated for like Best New Artist.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have a funny story about that. Do you want me? And it's one that I didn't know that I would ever tell you, but this is an example. So I'm living on 165 Christopher Street in apartment 6Z. I absolutely loved being in my apartment. The minute the record came out, I mean, even before the first record came out, I was already, of course, always writing. I am always writing, by the way, writing for the next record and feeling this pressure. And everyone's always saying to you, you know, the first record's out, you better start preparing for your next record. And you're in your head, you're like, I'm always writing anyway. Why do the people have to keep putting this extra pressure on you? Like that you're going to now live from album to album, rather that you're going to keep living as an artist. Anyway, so all that pressure to now you're going to promote, but in between all the promoting, you're going to still be the artist you were to create this beautiful, beautiful music. Okay. So then one day my doorbell rings. And these two beautiful kids were there, as a boy and a girl. They know who they were. I don't remember their names. They handed me a bouquet of flowers. You know, I was in my sweatpants, my t-shirt, just like today. And I was like 20 something. And I was so shocked that these people knew where I lived and they loved my music. And they handed me flowers and they said, we don't want to bother you. We just wanted to tell you how much we love your music. And it's my apartment, you know, whatever they saw. And I was so, like, here these people feel like they know me. And in some ways they do, because my songs are incredibly intimate. But I am just exposed. Now, this is my apartment. This is me. I just answered the door. What's happening? So that's what I'm trying to say, is that maybe they thought some assistant would answer the door. Maybe they thought my manager would answer. You know what I mean? And it was so weird. And then just say, thank you, you know, thank you so much. And then just have a little bit of a conversation and then close the door. I felt like, wow, suddenly my life is so permeable to all these forces. That's what fame is. It's really sort of, it's uncomfortable that way. You feel like you have no skin.
Yeah. People think they know you, and I think a lot of times people paint a charmed life, and, you know, like, listen, there's fame and then there's fame. I mean, there's lots of levels in between. So I think a lot of people just think if you're famous, you're ultra rich and you have no problems and life is wonderful.
Well, yes. And then you get on in life. And my piano player, Ed, said to me once, his mother said to him, you don't want other people's problems. So like, you might think somebody over there is richer and, you know, more popular, whatever, but if you had their life, you'd have all their problems and you'd rather have your own. And that's a really good thing for people to remember. It's like the emperor's new clothes. Fame is something that is a lot of work, and it's a lot of, it's basically it becomes like where people feel like they have access to you, but you feel like you have access to nothing. Because you have to keep up this front, because you know that they expect something of you, or you think you know. Anyways, to break down the walls of fame and success is very difficult, because unless that's what you want. Now, look, some people want that. Like, some people want a sunny day and not a cloudy day. But for me as an artist, I was like, this is the worst thing that can happen. Because for me, my whole life is about breaking down walls and being so curious about people and understanding people from the inside out. Now this whole barrier comes, and everyone's, you know, it really was a problem for me. I had a huge, many years of growth to get through, to be comfortable in this arena, because it wasn't my aspiration.
And that's really what it was. Like, when you became famous, it was like, this is I don't like this.